A few months ago, when the Nintendo Labo was first announced, I was curious to see if it would be possible to make a Nintendo Labo item out of a material other than cardboard. After considering this for a bit, I decided that making it out of wood would be the most practical idea, and a few days ago, when the Nintendo Labo released, I went and tried to make this idea a reality. To start this endeavor, I got a few pieces of balsa wood, since that would be easy to work with due to not needing extensive tools to cut balsa wood. Once I did this, I chose to go with the Nintendo Labo House as the thing I would make, since it is a cool part of the variety kit, and it isn't the easiest thing from the kit to build, but it's also not the most complicated. So to start the process, I got the game open up on my Switch, and I started to follow the construction process as if I was making it out of the original materials, but as I went through the process, I used the existing materials to outline wooden forms, which I then used to actually construct the house. This was a lengthy process since it did span a few days, but let's get started with the time-lapse for it. So, to get started with the first day, I started working on the base of the house, which involved some creative thinking since I couldn't use a single piece of wood for the whole thing, but I figured things out. At the end here, you can see that I have the general pieces done for the base of the house, but stuff hasn't even been folded yet, so there's quite some difficulty to come in the following day. Getting started with day 2, I had some minor issues with my camera, and the initial part of the process got cut out, but to summarize, I just folded most of the parts from the previous day by cutting them and gluing them on top of a small piece of wood that was cut based on each piece's width. After that, I started to put together what I had. At the end of this day, you can see that the house is starting to take shape, since we have the base, outer walls, and the back wall up, which makes it really start to look like the Labo House. This means we don't have too many things left to do, so that's pretty exciting. So the plan for day 3 was to try and get as much done as possible, since the only things left to finish were the roof and the front of the house, but you'll see what ends up happening. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't quite make as much progress as expected, and that's because the pieces of the roof I was working on were quite a bit more difficult to make than initially anticipated, but tomorrow we'll get this done. So basically, since this took a bit longer than expected, I made an extra day to try and keep up the little Majora's Mask day theme I had going on. Enjoy, since this is the last part of the construction. And here it is in all its glory, the Nintendo Labo House made out of wood. It took a day to get all the materials and 4 days to build the whole thing, but in the end, it came out nicely. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out due to the amount of time that it took to make it, and all that's left is to see if it actually works, but I'm going to save that for another video since that might take quite a bit to figure out. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it, and make sure to let me know in the comments down below what you thought and if you would be interested in seeing more things like this on the channel, As always, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you aren't already, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.